of IMI Global. Doug, it's busy and crazy down here, and like I said at the beginning of the show, it's full of great guests, and you are no exception. I know we've had IMI on before, and we get to see you at all the summer sales traveling and putting faces with names, but let's dive right into it and tell everybody at home who's not familiar with IMI Global what it is you guys do.
Yep, sure, Kirby. We really appreciate the opportunity to be here. I've never been in this setting either. It's a little different than being in Steamboat or somewhere, but it is interesting and not in different change. IMI Global is a third-party verification company. It's a division of Where Food Comes From. We have 3 divisions, and we handle primarily the beef verification services for our customers. We've had a long-standing relationship with Superior. Always appreciate an opportunity like this. We have programs from Source and Age to NHTC and our Verified Natural program, and then also the Global Animal Partnership. And then there's some add-ons we've added now as consumer demands, as grass-fed, non-GMO, and some others that the list continues to grow.
I know it does, and I know your partnership with Superior continues to grow. And speaking of your partner with Superior Livestock, last night you guys had a webinar that you held here. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. We had a webinar that we really appreciated the opportunity. Leanne Saunders, our president, did an awesome job, as always, and talked a lot about consumer trends, the world market, and what's going on, which was really interesting, I think, for all of our viewers. We had almost 200 people that logged in to the webinar and then logged in some really good questions also that we answered. And that particular opportunity, if someone missed it, it's going to be on the Superior website, I think, down the road here in the next couple of weeks, and so people can view it later on.
Speaking of things that you guys talked about last night, I know China was a topic. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, China is an interesting topic. It's been 3 years in the making. We haven't been in that market since the BSE 12 years ago, but it's getting closer. And Leanne mentioned that last night in the webinar that it looks like we hope we're going to get it done in 2016. And it is looking very promising. And as she mentioned last night, the Superior Verified, the Source and Age verification that we get there will meet the minimal requirements for China, along with some other domestic programs. But it will meet that, along with ADT if they go with an 840 tag.
I know, speaking of the webinar, people who weren't able to tune in or didn't know about it, can you go into detail a little bit about what was discussed?
Yes. As I mentioned, Leanne talked a little bit about consumer trends and how they're driving our markets, and for these value-added programs that I mentioned earlier. They're driving a lot of that. And she talked a little bit about the world markets, too, and how our strength of our dollar is hurting us a little bit on the export side of it, but for the NHTC specifically. And she got into that a little bit, but there's such a demand worldwide, and as the population continues to grow, the opportunities that we have in the U.S. of exporting beef, the middle class throughout the world is growing, so they're going to have a little more money to spend, and so we hope it's all on U.S. beef. But we've got some strong competitors in the world, and she talked a lot about that too, with Australia specifically, and some of the South American countries that are a challenge for us at times.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on. I know people did enjoy the webinar last night. And if you guys have any information or want to know more about it, you can visit superiorlivestock.com. Thanks again, Doug, for coming on. When we come back, another great guest. Don't go anywhere.